Hey guys, NarcArmor here, back with another one. Today we got a great one for you. Today I want to talk about the covert narcissist. Yep, that covert narcissist, the sneakiest of the sneaks, the shadiest of the shady, the master of all manipulators. Yep, the covert narcissist has effectively made a deal with the devil for their soul in exchange for worldly desires. Yep. The covert narcissist is the epitome of evil, wrapped up in a not so evil looking package. And so, when you think about the ability for a normal, discerning individual to really detect this level of evil and toxicity in an individual who really presents themselves in a very compelling way where you'd be like, whoa, how could this person seems great. This person seems really aligned and in tune with me and values and really appears to want the same things. All an illusion. All an illusion. Just like a mirage that appears in the desert, right? That looks like this beautiful oasis. And as you get closer and closer to it, the further and further it continues to be until it, poof, disappears. The covert narcissist has an agenda. And that agenda is to live however they want on their terms, guys. It's everything that you would deal with them on, especially in a relationship, marriage, long-term relationship standpoint, is on their terms, their way, right? And so one of the fundamental, tools in their arsenal is not just the manipulation, right? But the coercement and control that they want to assert on you. Okay? And it's really important that you guys understand this because, and maybe more for the guys, you know, people can seem more innocent than they appear to be, but that could be also for the ladies, right? A gentleman could appear to be a gentleman when he's really not. There's ulterior motives that these covert narcissists are going to have, in focus as they maneuver the situationship to get what they want out of you and to also put you where they think you need to be, right? Because they have many sources of supply. They are the masters of concealment. They are always hunting, guys and gals. If you think that you are or have been with a covert narcissist and these boxes are checking off on your checklist that I'm outlining here in this video, chances are that's what you've been dealing with. And that person is constantly sizing up other sources of supply, and they could be all around you. They could be people you know, people you're acquaintances with. It could even be family. I don't think that there's any anything off the table with a covert narcissist, right? And I think what's also particularly interesting, and this pact that they've made with the devil, I think it's really particularly telling when you start to unravel the things that they've done during the course and the duration of your situation. And chances are they were always cheating. Um, and chances are they were always lying. Particularly, what's particularly intriguing about the lying that myself and others who have dealt with covert narcissists, have learned over the years is to lie just about anything, and so because usually you're used to hearing, these really grandiose lies coming from like a grandiose narcissist. Like they're very outlandish things, very unbelievable things. But the covert narcissist will just do it in a different way. So it feels like it's more normal when it's, they're lying. But it's maybe just more believable because of the delivery is not so extravagant. It's really fascinating how some of these different personality disorder types, how they convey, their thoughts and things, and interact with others, in various ways. But the covert really just doesn't want to be detected, right? Hence the definition for the word covert, right? They just want to fly under the radar. They just want to be really sneaky in and around you. And I think what's particularly troubling, and it ties back to the deal with the devil, is that the evil that they, perform during your entanglement with the narcissist, covert narcissist, is that they actually get excited about the things that they did behind your back, that you didn't know about, or that it had you discovered in your discovery, in that phase of you know, unraveling things and starting to really understand what it was that you were dealing with. They'll convey to you in certain ways that, that was exciting for them. And that, that they didn't necessarily really have any remorse about, the things that they, the lying, the cheating, the stealing, the things that they did. I think, and you hear many of the other YouTubers on the topic, right, talk about, it's almost like they get a high off of that bad and immoral, behavior that they purport during the course of the situationship or relationship. I don't know what gets more evil than that. Getting a high off of, doing terrible things to others. It's not normal, folks. It's not normal, right? And so, you also have to think about, right, as they're sneaking around, they're also, that's a form of fuel for them, right? And I think one of the ways that I've kind of thought about it, with others that I've talked to on the topic, is that it feels like the more they get away with, the more it empowers them to get away with more. It's kind of like someone with like a substance abuse problem or something like that. It's like they just do more and more and more, right? I mean, what do you see with people who have substance abuse problems and things? Well, that initial hit or that initial high or that drunken state or whatever, it's only so much, and then they need more, and then the next hit doesn't hit It doesn't take them as high, and they need more. And so I think the levels of depravity um, that come with this kind of behavior, and this sort of, this disorder, and the way, and this demonic, way of how they, revel and enjoy other people's misery, and the terrible things that they're doing, to decent people who, really only, try to, care for these people, or these demonic spirits, whatever you want to call them. And that's what you realize when you get out of this, right? Is that, look, that person, and especially not the covert, right? The covert narcissist was was sent to use, abuse, lie, steal, cheat, anything that they could get over on you, they did, and they did it repeatedly, intentionally. Okay? And so that's where this all kind of comes full circle, guys. Where you've got to understand this is what the covert narcissist is and how they operate, right? There is no good in this empty vessel of a person, if you want to call them that. But there is a whole lot of evil waiting to be unfurled to an unsuspecting suitor, and that's exactly what, some of us were. And, we've got to take these lessons and understand them. And the other thing is that they are absolute masters at push-pull dynamics. You guys will hear me talk more about this, but that's with the boundaries, right? Because they want to know, how much could they go? What can they do? How can they tell you in certain ways? And I think that they really enjoy doing that, where they might comment about another person, right? They might lay hints here and there. They will tell on themselves. They will absolutely tell on themselves of the terrible, horrible things that they've done. And a lot of times when they do that, I mean, again, they do it in a very covert way, right? It's kind of sneaky, but they'll say something here and there in passing in a conversation, and you're kind of like, what was that about? Only to realize down the road, when you found other things that led you to unpack the reality and the gravity of the situation that you were in, that effectively gave you the amount of evidence that you needed to be able to say, I'm done here, and I'm closing this chapter, and this relationship, situationship is done for, and I'm going to pack up and go on my healing journey, right, towards a better, more fulfilling life without the narcissist in it, right? And these things you'll also, I think, in the wake of it all, as you're healing, you'll start to unpack even more and come to even more realization. And sometimes there's things, right, that you can also identify around you that will help you understand what happened, right, and how they went about, manipulating you, being deceitful and just doing these terrible things. All the while, right, they present this external, facade of them being, this nice, genuine, kind-hearted, whatever. Because with the covert, you're always getting, behind closed doors, you're getting the demon. And out in the streets, right, they are, putting on this act. I mean, it's like it's like an Academy Award level act, right? It has everybody around them and you fooled, right? Into believing that this person is, is genuine and is authentic and is the version at which they see out in the open, which is anything but the truth, right? And so, these it's really this sort of it does have this feeling of like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type of situation, that if you're, if you've been the narcissist target, right, and you're in this situationship with them, it's you're the one realizing like, oh my gosh, like this is what I've been dealing with all these years. And it dis again, I talked about dysregulation in another video, and that push pull dynamic on your boundaries, and it's really hard to to untangle from that. It is absolutely doable. And and you just you've got to kind of understand and reflect a lot, and and take on the radical acceptance that this is who this person was from the absolute first second you met them to when you left them, and realizing that you are absolutely better off moving on with your life, to become healthy and whole, and not have to continue to be in this entanglement with someone who's only in it to do evil, terrible, horrific things to people. I think that's where you've got to armor up, right, and you've got to stay armored up, and you've got to go through your healing journey, staying no contact, right, blocking them, gray rocking, and making sure that as you reflect, you understand what it was real, and that you deserve better, and that you are on the way towards better, and you will be better for it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Appreciate everybody's liking, sharing, and subscribing. And again, just want you to be wary of these covert narcissists. If you think you're dealing with them, come back, replay the video if you need to a few times over, just to make sure that these concepts hit home. You are dealing with a master of disguise and a master manipulator. They're effectively shapeshifters, and you need to keep these people far away from you and out of your life. All right, all. Take care. Until next time, stay armored up.